also our speaker, guest speaker today, Mr. Vijay to join. I think he'll be live in 1 minute. Meanwhile, a happy Saturday to everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hi Mrunali. Hi Rashmi. Hi Megha. Good to see you all constantly in all my sessions, and thank you so much. Just waiting for Vijay to join. So tell me, how do you manage to remain sane? I think, Megha, I'm keeping myself busy. We all are going crazy most of the times, but I'm happy that I can keep myself busy. At times when I can, touch my stress level to that position where I have to burst out, I go inside, I talk to myself, and I really ask that, is this the right time for me to burst out, or is this the right time for me to become better? So I divert my attention to a lot of aspects of, a lot of people are joining. Yes, I divert my attention to something that will probably help me to begin and get distracted from all the stress. So we all are going in the aspect of stress and some books to read. I think it's the best time to read any fiction series that are long. So I would probably recommend, if you like any fiction, you can read probably the Memoir series, or if you really want to get into any self-help and still be connected with fiction, you can read a lot of Follow. So hi Vijay, I hope Megha have answered your question.
Hi Dinesh.
Good morning Vijay.
Good morning.
Yes, a quick question to the audience. A sound and audio check, a video check for both of us. Can you hear us? Can you see us? Please say yes so that we are clear. Please say yes if you can hear us and see us, and share some hearts so that we can feel good also about it. I hope we are audible, loud and clear. Or should we do something? Just say yes if we are loud and clear.
Audience, just give us a yes.
Yes.
Whether you are in a position to see us, hear us, give us a thumbs up at least.
A lot of people are joining. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Get another few yeses.
Okay.
Good. Thank you so much, guys. Yes. Thank you. All good. Okay. Great. So good morning, everyone. A happy Saturday. Another Insta Live session. And this is session number 6. And today's guest speaker is none other than Mr. Vijay Sonawane, a passionate person for skill development, people development, and a strong visionary. But before I tell about him, I welcome everyone. Good morning again. This is session number 6. Good. We have about 30 people now, and that's good count. Okay. So yes. Okay. I can see a lot of hearts popping in and as well. So I hope we all are very comfortable and at home, because this is a happy home series. Stay at home is what I say. Vijay, is it a different experience for us to work at home?
Yeah, absolutely. We never imagined that we can work so extensively and so beautifully and still keep our productivity at the highest level. Yeah. Yes. So it's a wonderful experience. Yep. We are in a VUCA world, and we need to be ready for that.
In this VUCA world, we really need to be ready for this. And the simple question is, we can work at home, and the answer is yes. So
yes.
Initially we used to run out of our house so that we could go and work somewhere, but ab ghar pe kaam chal raha hai. Correct. So Vijay, for the audience, if you could just tell something about yourself,
Oh, sure. Thank you, Dinesh, and I'm super excited. Okay, and this is my first experience, so I must thank you, for exposing me to this new world. Okay, and I guess it's going great. Okay, so little bit about myself. Okay, I worked with corporate like you. Okay, for about 20 years. Right. My last assignment was with a company called as a Principal Retirement Advisor, which was a 100% subsidiary of Principal Financial Group, which is US-based organization. I was working as a regional director, and some 7 years ago, I thought of doing something, get myself into from comfort to discomfort. Okay, and do something for the community. and that's the reason that I got into career guidance. So I do career guidance for students, for college students, for students who would like to go abroad, and explore the world outside India. Okay, I also help corporate people who are in the mid-career crisis. Okay, so I'm in the business to create smiles. Okay, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Wonderful. So you're doing a wonderful job, and being a catalyst for so many people. And when you just mentioned that we all have a career crisis, a midlife career crisis, I'm just reminded of so many students and so many people that probably at the age of 35, 40, 42, they realize that this is actually not their calling. The job is just a means of salary.
correct.
And they really
Yes.
want to do something more in life and
Correct.
probably pick up their passion.
Correct. But yeah, many times it so happens that you have a lot of responsibility, and then you don't venture out, okay, and you have to kind of drag yourself. But the best way to handle mid-career crisis is to keep yourself learnable, coachable, okay, learn new skills, and keep yourself relevant at all the times.
You
Okay?
never know what the challenge could be, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay ready for the challenge.
Yes. Stay ready for the challenge. Yeah.
Stay ready for the challenge.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So, Vijay, I'd like to ask you a very important question. And I'm sure you must have answered this a million times. Why do we need a career counselor?
Oh, it's a great question. So why do we need career counseling? Okay. Well, so a couple of things, I would like to talk about. One is that, we all are unique. Okay. We are very different. We are wired differently genetically. Okay. And hence what you can do, I cannot do. Okay. I have a very different calling. I mean, you have used a very right word, calling. Yeah. I may have a different calling. You may have a different calling. Okay. And in the career guidance process, what we do primarily is we kind of try and understand that calling. Okay. So in order to make a proper, or I would say scientific career guidance, okay, we need certain data points. And those data points are like, you need to understand what is your personality, what are your career interests, what are your career values or motivators, learning styles, and skills and abilities. Okay. When we kind of collate all these data points, okay, and then we are in a position to take a right career decision, right? And hence that's a job I do primarily. Okay. Right, I can kind of help you to understand what are your callings are, okay, but at the same time I also kind of appraise students and parents that how the job market is changing, how the industry is changing, okay, what kind of skills they would need in the future, okay, because see, today just having degree is not enough.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a time, yes. Okay, having degree was good enough, yeah, and that was a time of two punches and one lunch, 2 punch, 1 lunch time.
One lunch.
Okay, you go in the morning, you punch your card, get inside, do some work, have lunch. In the evening again punch and get out. Okay, but today the things are very, very different. Okay, and we kind of primarily help students and parents, okay, to take career decisions based on these factors. Okay, and my experience has been that students or parents are not having a complete awareness that what kind of careers are available. We are very accustomed to think about engineering, medicine, chartered accountancy, architecture, but that's it. I mean, yeah. If you take a random survey, if you take a random survey, it would not go beyond 10 or 12 careers. But I can tell you, there are more than 3,000 careers.
Wow, that's a big number.
and that's the reason that we need a career guidance.
Wonderful. I'm sure. Wonderful answer, Vijay. You have clearly mentioned the right points. Why we need career counselor and why we need career counseling at the right time.
Correct.
Yes. And it's a very significant factor where you mentioned that you have scientific methods to do that. We'll come to it when I ask you some of your service offerings. So probably you can just give more highlights. Yeah.
Yeah, correct, correct. So when I'm saying scientific process, I mean by that, you need to understand your profile, and for that you need certain set of psychometric tools. Okay, psychometric test. Okay, so as I was telling you that I'm looking at 5 parameters when it comes to decision making. So I need assessment which can tell me like what is your personality. Okay, so we have a personality test, we have an interest test. Okay, we have skills and ability test. Okay, so I'm like, we are using combination of world-class assessment tools like MBTI, Holland's Code or a RISEC model and Guilford Standard of Intelligence. Okay, so we have tools for different needs. Okay, so someone who's in engineering or who would like to get into engineering, I can help him with the subject selector. Okay, because fine, I mean, you would like to pursue engineering, no worries. Okay, go ahead. But which engineering would you like to pursue? Or which engineering is most suitable for you? So we have assessment for that. Okay, we have assessment for professionals. We have assessment for people who are into post-graduation or a graduation. So we have a whole lot of inventory available with us. Okay, then what comes is after the assessment is the proper counseling process. Okay, and I would at least spend 3 to 4 sessions in order to arrive onto a decision and creating a roadmap for students. Okay.
Absolutely.
And then,
that's a wonderful setup that you have. And yes. I can see a wonderful system in place. And yes. As a career counselor myself, we realize that it's a very responsible job that we have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That goes without saying. It's a very noble job. It's a very, very responsible job. Okay. And hence, it is very, very, and there, this is where, your experience comes, your domain research comes. Okay. Absolutely. You being also a coach, okay, you would understand that, all your industry experiences is really matter when you are advising, your audience. Yeah. It is a responsible job. Yeah.
It is. And I've also seen a lot of students open up very easily to career counselors. Do you follow that trend? Do you see students that they're very open and probably not opening up to their parents, but they open up to the counselor very easily?
Yes. So that's a very, very positive change in the recent past that students are very open and even parents are supporting. And as you rightly pointed out that students sometimes and at times they may not open up with their parents, but they would open up in front of counselor. Okay, they do that, and that's a very, very positive change. What is your experience on that?
I think it's good because I'll tell you one key point from your discussion about engineering is when you help. Okay, for example, a student is clear that engineering karna hai. He's very clear that I want to pursue engineering, but the whole system design in the admission process is such that jo milega wo le lo. Okay.
Right.
So I remember the discussion just after my 12th and during my engineering admission time, there was an entrance test that was introduced and we were the first batch back in 2004. So the entrance test decided my fate of getting into electronics and telecommunication.
Okay.
Probably that could or could have not been my inclination. Now I'm highlighting a very important point here that first of all, we are not very sure at the age of 16, 17 that what engineering is.
Yeah.
Because correct. Engineering is something that everyone has told you to do.
Yeah. Okay. So since you are talking about engineering, let me share very interesting statistics with you. So every year we produce 50 lakhs graduates from our universities. It's a very big number. Lakhs. Okay. And out of that, 30% are only engineers. So out of 50 lakhs, 15 lakhs are engineers.
Okay.
Okay. And definitely, we have gone overboard when it comes to engineering because if you look at, your economy size, as a country, we are like, we are aspiring for a 5 trillion economy, but currently we are not 5 lakh. Maybe we are around 3.5 to 4 trillion economy. Okay. So for that economy, we are producing 15 lakhs engineers. Whereas if you compare the most developed market, which is America, US, okay, in US, they are producing 2.3 lakh engineers for an economy size of 19 trillion.
Whoa.
So we are certainly overproducing engineers. Okay.
We are.
I have a podcast on engineering. Okay, and I would request all our viewers to kind of go through that. They are available on Spotify or a Google Podcast or Apple Podcast. And I've shared a lot of my perspective about engineering. How was engineering? Okay, the golden times of engineering, the present time and the future. Okay. So it's very, very important for folks who would like to, rather who are aspiring for engineering. So I'm not anti-engineer, by the way. Okay.
Absolutely.
But I'm saying you need to be very, very conscious. Okay. And you need to take a high cognizance, when it comes to making career decisions. Yeah.
And a disclaimer, thanks, because while we are not against engineering, the whole session is a little highlight, and we want to spend some time on careers beyond the popular courses. So when we say that we have engineering, CA, medicine, architecture as probably one of the top 10 courses, there's life beyond these courses if we have a skill and a calling.
Yeah. Oh, there are plenty. You want me to answer it right now?
No, we'll probably come to it after some time. Sure. But I'm coming to the most challenging question for a student. I'm taking the example of somebody who's just in about 9th standard or probably 11th standard. In India, we have the hype of 10th and 12th. There's a lot of hype created around these two academic years. What are the factors that, lead to the career choice in this age process? What are the common factors? It could be family, it could be peer pressure. What do you feel? What are the common factors that lead to such?
Okay, there are a couple of them. Okay, as you said that, I would say there are a lot of myths, and we need to debunk those myths. Okay, and the myths is that okay, Sane, if I go to popular courses like engineering, then only my career is set. Okay, right? So that we need to do that. And there's a lot of herd mentality. Like you see, my friend is going to do engineering or medicine or a CM. Hence, I'm kind of like joining that bandwagon. Okay, or sometimes it so happens that we have a family tradition. Family tradition of doctors and engineers and chartered accountants and company secretaries. Okay, and
the legacy goes on.
Legacy, yeah, you need to kind of continue. And I have a lot of examples, a lot of case studies, a lot of clients who have actually kind of put their foot down, saying that we don't want to join your legacy. Yeah, there are a couple of them, and that's again I'm saying like it's a very, very positive thing. Okay, that students are thinking. They are doing a lot of rational thinking today. Okay, they're saying, well, we have established business, but can I do something else? Can I be a YouTuber? Okay, can I be DJ? Can I be DJ? Okay, and yes, and they are quite serious about it. They have a lot of great content, a lot of content, and a lot of creativity. I have a girl client. Okay, she is from Borivali, okay, Mumbai, and she is like maybe in 10th or maybe clearing 10th now. But she can write amazing stories, scripts for web series and movies. Yeah. Right. So this kind of challenge. So I'm saying like, these are the factors. So one should not get into the herd mentality. One should not go after just popular courses. So I'm not saying that popular courses are popular courses and they are great careers, but are they suitable for you? Okay.
Absolutely. We have to just understand it. Okay.
That we need to take, that's a rational call we need to make. Okay.
And I see a very wonderful question by William. Should career options or career counseling be a part of the school curriculum?
Well, if that happens, it's wonderful. Okay. And I think that's the ultimate stage. Okay. We can look at. And I think in the United States of America, many schools have these kind of facilities. Okay. However, we also need to keep one thing in mind, that when we are creating a system or a process or a framework, we need to have the right people at the right place. Okay, see, today there are a lot of schools who have counselors, but do they have a proper, I would say, experience to handle? You know, kids' need is very, very important. So likewise, I'm saying that, you know, when it comes to career decision, you as a counselor, you need to be backed with lot of data, lot of research, lot of industry experience. Okay, so I think the basic criteria we need to put forward in case if you have to create a framework is that, you know, at least that individual need to be, you know, having industry exposure of at least 20-25 years. Okay, then he
that's
will
very
get up because he has seen the both the worlds, right? Okay, he has experience. Okay, and he is in a better position to kind of, you know, advise. Yeah. Yes.
I think that's a fair point. And also, probably if it is included in the school curriculum, probably that counselor or that teacher should be at least have a focus of identifying the skills and talents the student has. At least bare minimum job.
Correct.
And acknowledge. I'm reminded of my, and I'm sure we both have faced this. I take these numbers of 90, 70, 50. These are not dream measures, but if somebody gets a 90%, you go to science. If you get a 70, you go to commerce, and you go to 50, you go to arts. So I remember this 90, 70, 50, and it's a little funny because your percentage should not be the decision factor of your career choice, because it does not mean that you have less percentage means you have to compulsorily go to arts. That's the wrong notion. Because we have different fields today, right from digital marketing to becoming a DJ to becoming a radio jockey. You need to have so much sense and behavioral science concept in mind that probably a 90% guy would not have, but maybe somebody who's at 45% may have it if he develops that kind of experience and accepts grace from life.
Yeah, correct. Because, you know, otherwise then St. Xavier's admission would not close by at 95, 97%.
Absolutely. Bang on. Perfect.
So we should not just make a decision or, you know, career decision based on the marks. And okay, so even psychologically it is proven that, you know, your mark is not equal to your intelligence. Okay.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, our Indian education system, okay, though I don't have any intention to blame it, but unfortunately, our examination system checks the memory knowledge of an individual. Okay,
Yes.
we do not test the conceptual understanding of an individual, right? And that's the reason that, you know, sometimes you may score good marks, but not necessarily you are meant for science. And I'm saying that, you know, I have hundreds of case studies. Okay, that students have taken a decision based on marks, and then they got stuck. Yeah, then they got stuck. And we also need to understand, again, it's very, very interesting development, Dinesh, and I would like to, you know, give it for our viewers, because, you know, if you look at now the best or the technology giants, you know, and also we need to understand that what is happening, you know, within these companies like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, okay. Now, though these are like highly technology-based, technology-dominated companies. But if you go and, you know, look at their core teams, okay, who are working on the projects, they also comprises of technology, I mean, maybe engineers, plus psychologists, plus folks from liberal arts, folks from economics, business, okay. So there's a combination, because, you know, there's a great thought which is coming up or emerging is like, you know, you need to have a multidisciplinary kind of approach to your business solutions. Okay. For example, if I'm creating, as an organization, if I'm creating a product, okay, no matter how best that product is, but is it going to be used by my client? Okay, what is my client's need? And that's the reason that, you know, the concept like design thinking, okay, are emerging. So today the whole world is talking about design thinking. If you look at Uber, if you look at Amazon, if you look at Alibaba, they all are the product of design thinking. Okay, see, Uber is ultimately, if you look at it, okay, is a taxi company. It's a taxi company, right? It's a transport company, and we even today we have a Kalipili, no? काली पीली तो हम लोग आज भी यूज कर रहे हैं. So what they have done, they have just looked at the customer's need. So I would just give this as a homework for our viewers to kind of reflect that, what is they changed. They brought in a lot of convenience and a lot of, I would say affordability to us, and that's the reason that, Uber is doing business in multiple countries without owning a single taxi or without hiring a single driver.
Absolutely. So they have a wonderful framework where they are understanding the customer needs and ensuring that the service is there. So obviously it's a competitive market around, and probably in a similar cost frame, you get a better service.
Yes, and that's the reason that I'm saying that, to our advising student that, academics is fine. Okay, you need to have a good academics, no doubt about it, but you also need to have a plenty or other very different kind of skill sets. Okay, and now I would like to ask you a question that, you are actually working on the skill enhancement. Okay, so what is that what has been your experience on the skill side? Because you are working very, very closely with the corporate. Yeah.
So I think, thank you for the question. What I understand the importance of skill enhancement is probably to identify first the skill needs. It can be from the customer side, it can be from the employer side, understanding what the job profile demands. A lot of problem happens where you get the job because you were good at the interview. I repeat, you get that job because you're good at the interview. Okay, but that interview and then the job demands a lot of expertise. Now you may or may not have the expertise. If you have, you're wonderful. But most likely, as skill developers, as coaches, as trainers, we realize that there is a lot of skill gap. Because probably your focus in the last 22 years of education was getting amazing grades in your academics. There was a lot of pressure. So you did that very well. You got a job. Fantastic. Congratulations. Now what? Now is the time when you want to really upskill and upgrade if there is a need. And definitely there is a need. The need starts with a yes first. That should I accept the learning space? A lot of times, people who come from different academics and probably higher academics, they would probably understand and say that I am very good at my job. But somebody from an external perspective would really identify, probably through some of the psychometric tools, and I'm joined by one of my colleagues, Shruti. We work together for a company, and then we realized we work with so many people at the senior management level for each 45 plus, 50 plus, people at the age of 45, 50, VP level, realizing that they still have some skill gap. For example, they say that मैं presentation देने जा रहा हूँ, मुझे डर लगता है क्योंकि मेरे audience में उस presentation में एक IIM का बंदा बैठा है जो मेरा junior है.
Okay.
So people coming from the likes of IIMs and these MBA, because somebody with the age of 52 now may not have done MBA right now. He must have not done MBA probably. But he has that fear of communication gap, but that realization and acceptance is very important. So what we do essentially as a coach and a trainer is to identify these gaps, ensure that the learning perspective is still available. It's very important to understand that you can still go ahead and get that development done. The whole question is, do you want to?
Okay. Great. So you talked about presentation skill. I think that is again one of the skill. Even going by my experience also. Okay, I have realized that there are a lot of great folks. Very talented people. Okay, their domain is good. Their product knowledge are good, but maybe they lack presentation. So apart from presentation skill, what are the different types of skills you think there exists a gap?
I think the biggest is ownership and accountability. You really want to take ownership of the job at hand, and are you accountable for the failure also in that case, if work is not done very well? Also, what's your goal, vision, and setting for the company? Are you mapping your thought process with the company's vision and mission?
Correct.
The company has a wonderful title for your vision and mission, but are you mapping your skill to that level?
Okay.
So here comes your problem solving, decision making, your area of element where you want to move. So you can do something called as a strength test, and you understand that what are your strengths. Somebody would probably realize that responsibility is one of your strengths, then probably you are the best person for the job. But if it's not, it's high time you get coaching for it.
Yes.
Understand the karo ki kya aata hai, kya nahi aata. But if you go with the bandwagon saying that I am the best, I know everything, and you are junior to me, don't tell me, then it's your downside now, and the end is near. So, even at my age, I have people 95% of the times who are very senior to me in my the training participant room. But here I want to tell them that it's also about experience, but it's also about the clarity of the subject that I've got in the last few years. So we have to be very clear about accepting your potential level. Are you there or are you not there? If you're not there, start moving, start learning.
Yeah. Yes, and let me tell you that, because we started with VUCA world, okay, conversation. Okay, and in this VUCA world, if we would like to remain valuable, okay, you kind of identified that, yes, you need to own that responsibility, okay, of, constantly learning and, coaching yourself, okay, and there's a plenty of help available in the market. Yeah. So, so World Economic Forum has come up with a skills called as 21st century skills. Okay. And these 21st century, one of the 21st century skill is the cognitive agility. Okay. Because you'll have to constantly learn in this VUCA world. Okay. Because you are going to face ambiguity all the time. You are going to face uncertainty all the time. You are going to face complexity all the time, and hence you'll have to be constantly learn or rather unlearn and relearn. Okay, that's the process, and I think that's happening in the industry. So what kind of intervention you do for those folks?
So at the corporate level, we have different areas of expertise where we want to work on the competency enhancement. First, they have a competency framework in place. If they don't have a competency framework, we create one. Then we do competency-based training for them, right from communication to business management. And these are trainings happen across the organization. The TNA, the training needs and analysis, is purely done in close association with the managers and above, and so that we understand the real pain problems. So in a simple language, the leadership from the company gives us their pain problems, and we go there as learning doctors and take care of those problems. So it can be a communication enhancement program. It could be a goal setting workshop. It can be time setting workshop. It could be production planning. It could be calculation of your resources and then mapping work. It could be ownership training, accountability training. And these are some of the popular trainings that are common across all the organizations and all the industries. So the best part about some of the organizations is we have created a learning framework where a limited number of hours you need to cover in 1 year so that you get that expertise also. Now I'm happy that the learning interest has developed. It could be probably for your appraisals too, that I've attended 5 training sessions in 1 year. Yeah. It is absolutely okay. Check it out. Good about me, boss. Lekin as long as kuch to ja raha hai, and I pick one word from your previous comment is unlearn.
Yeah.
Because you're masters of the trade.
So great. And here, I just would like to kind of give a piece of advice to the folks who are working in the industry. And yes, you said I'm going for a training because, it helps in my appraisal. Okay, that was or maybe you can consider it as a paid holiday.
Yes.
Okay. But I'm saying, folks, come on. It's just really a difficult time. Okay, and we really need to look at it very positively, and I know how these trainings are going to enhance my own skills, because that will remain, or rather that will make you valuable in the industry. Okay, so you will not have any mid-career crisis. So mid-career crisis, if you look at, okay, why you have a mid-career crisis? Because you fail to learn. Okay, you are becoming redundant in the system because you think you're not changing. Okay, and change is the only constant which we need to manage proactively. Well, I would like to have, I think this is a very interesting question which I'd like to I want you to take it. You said that entrepreneur mindset is the new trend. Do you think it can kind of be a stressor for people who wants to start something of their own, but the competition around can be disheartening?
I think the competition needs to be there. If you don't have competition, probably you'll be a role runner. So that's the reason probably you have Flipkart, even if Amazon is doing pretty well. That is the reason you have Ola, even if Uber is doing pretty well. So I feel competition is the best thing to have, because if your services are better than your competitors, then there's a scope of comparison. And because you have a scope of comparison, there's a likelihood of having a path that is already there for your entrepreneurship, because the customers are already ready. अब imagine करो कि ऐसा product बना रहे हो जो customers को पता ही नहीं है. So already there's a consumer base ready for your product. Then I think that is the best thing if you have a competition. But taking the word stress from the question, I want to answer it in two aspects. One, there's no stress of becoming an entrepreneur. If you want, you can. If it's just your calling. If you want to really make change in the system and in the society, only then become an entrepreneur. Otherwise, you will have a wonderful job and you have a good 40 years of career in a job, in a company. You can do very well. Please do that. But if you really want to bring a change in the society and the system, only then become an entrepreneur. Because obviously it is stressful as well at times. And it's a VUCA world again. It's a lot of instability, volatility. You really have to be very clear that it's not going to be easy at times.
Correct.
I'm sure you have a view as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, his name is Will. Okay, so Will, okay, so I would like to have a very different perspective. And you said that the entrepreneur's mindset is the new trend, and I have a slight problem with this word called trend. See, you just don't get into it just because the whole world is jumping into it. Don't try and be in the trend. Do you really have a idea, your product?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any need in the market? Okay. Do you have the right resources? So if you have your business plan, okay, then only get into it. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very stressful. It is going to be very, very stressful, right? And even to become an entrepreneur, not everyone can be an entrepreneur. Let me again tell you that you also need certain competency to be an entrepreneur, and there are assessments now available which can check whether you have those entrepreneurship skills. So again, this is like, it's a career change. So if you need a guidance, for that. That's okay. So I think there was one
at all points. At all points, we are encouraging entrepreneurship. We are encouraging, but get the right skill set, develop that skill set so that you become competent enough, and at the same time, get a mentor, get a coach, talk to a senior. I have had crazy meets at network meetings, forums where I just grab, one 5-minute window to talk to a VP of a company. It changes my perspective. I have that learning hunger and going and rushing into, barging into these meetings and definitely, knock, I want to learn something from you. So get a mentor, talk to people. Takes time, boss. The moment you feel you're ready, then I think you can do it. So it's just like people think the apple will hit on your head. So it will happen someday.
Great. I would like to take one more question from Sachin Kapoor. Hello, my son is studying in 10th in ICSC board. Okay, he's studying non-medical. Okay, what are the fields he can look up, because at this age he has no clear idea. Okay, so I'm very straight away, I'm advising you that, get into the career guidance process, get his psychometric done, so you understand, what is his profile, what are his strengths, blind spots, everything, and then go ahead with that. It's very difficult to comment like that, which kind of career he should choose. Okay, just based on, very limited information. Yeah. So you can get into the career guidance process. Maybe offline you can get in touch with me so that I can give you more advice. Yeah, and yeah, okay.
So Vijay, if I want to ask you, you talk about some of these words like psychometric analysis and MBTI. Maybe if you could share a light something for the audience and some of the services that your consultancy company offers.
Okay, so so these are the psychometrics. So what we brought a broader level, we also need a psychometric or the psychological profile of an individual. Okay, and then there are hundreds of psychometric tests. The MBTI, which I told you, is the world's largest used personality tool, and there are about 16 different types of personalities. Okay, like, and there's no good personality or a bad personality. Okay. Okay. So every personality can work for you. Okay, provided you take calls accordingly. Yeah. Okay. So we do such kind of psychometric tools. So we have multiple psychometric tools. So we have a different psychometric tool for 9th and 10th grader. We have a different psychometric for 11th and 12th grader. We have a different psychometric for people who are into graduation, general graduation, then engineering kind of graduation. So wherein we can talk about subject selection. Then we also have certain for profile. Then we have emotional intelligence assessments and talent profiles, and there are plenty. Okay, there are general ability, and there are plenty. What we do is, obviously we help you with the psychometric test, because they provide us the essential data to look at, and then advise you. Then the biggest piece is the advisory, the counseling part, the coaching part. Okay, because this is where we actually understand, validate the profile. Okay, and then according to the calling, what are the different options available, then which are the institute, what kind of examination they need to give, qualifying examination, like, then selection, university selection, institute selection, and then we create a roadmap. Okay, and we guide them throughout their roadmap. When I'm saying roadmap, so typically a student from, say, 10th grader comes to us. So we tell him, like, what he need to do after 10th, what he need to do after 12th, what after graduation, what after post-graduation. So throughout the career span, we can help him. Yeah. Third part is that, we also advise student for overseas education. Okay. Like, this is a very uncharted path for many of us. Okay, we have a lot of confusion, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. Okay, because and then so we kind of help student to find out the right country. We look at their objective. Okay, and there are very two clear-cut objectives: whether you would like to go study and come back, or whether you would like to go and settle in that foreign land. Okay, so everything will change accordingly. Yeah. Then what kind of budget you have, what kind of course selection, and there's a plenty of formalities. And we are now also getting into the immigration. Okay, like folks who are working with corporates with 3 years of experience, maybe 4 years, 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they would like to kind of get job abroad or settle abroad. We can handle them. Okay?
Oh, that's all.
So these are the things which we do. Okay, and we do very passionately, right? We also help when it comes to psychometric. We also help a lot of entrepreneurs. Okay, to understand their profile and give them coaching, that what are the areas they need to kind of develop. Though I don't do any training. I do training, but I only train principals and teachers. Okay, I am quite connected with education, so I only teach students. Teachers and principals. Okay, and I kind of tell them how to teach. Okay.
So you can call me for a corporate assignment someday.
Sorry, can you come again?
You can call me for a corporate assignment someday.
Okay, corporate assignment, I have not tried. Okay, I have not tried. I think you are the best person to do that.
I have a very important question for post-graduation. What is the best time? Should it be graduation, then some work experience, and then your PG, or it should be right away after your graduation? What's the best time?
Okay, so if you look at I would say the way the developed countries are looking at this particular issue, and so if you look at all the Ivy League colleges, the best universities of the world, okay, whether it's Oxford, Cambridge, Singapore, your Harvard, Stanford, MITs of the world, they obviously looking at work experience. Okay, so they are looking at least 2-3 years of work experience to go for a post. I mean, then you take a post graduation, because then what happens is, like, you have a field experience, you have worked in corporate, you know what is required, what is not required. Okay, and when you go for that particular course, even if it is business management or otherwise, then it becomes very practical. Then you learn a lot. So what happens is, like, when you move from campus to campus, that, here I completed my engineering and next month I'm just going into a business management school. I'm just learning for academics. I'm learning for marks. I have no connectivity, how the industry work, how the corporate work, how business work, why finance is important, why marketing is important, why customer service is important, why brand is important. And so what happens is, like, then when I actually get into corporate job, I take a lot of time to add value to myself as well as to my organization. Okay, I go with a lot of bookish knowledge. Yes. And that's quite disheartening at times.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I think getting industry exposure and then understanding probably one of your interest areas for post-graduation is a better chance, because probably after graduation you do not make the right choice, but at least during the post-graduation, you might understand your industry liking areas.
Yes, that's very, very important point. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so I would like to give my own example. I mean, my son, who's a hotel management graduate. Okay, so after his graduation, I put him in the industry, and I said, like, experiment. Give yourself a lot of flexibility and opportunity. So he just went, tried with different companies. In a way, in the whole process, he understood that he's a good cook, but he cannot take life as a cook. So for him, that was a great distinction. Okay, but he also realized that he's good in business management. So now he's pursuing his post graduation in Canada. Okay, and doing very well.
Wonderful. So there's a little difference between liking and doing.
Yes.
You want to convert your liking into profession, that involves a lot of responsibility. It's not because I love to do this. But how continuity, what level of continuity you can bring, so that you're regular into the growth as well, because it will demand a lot of learning as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. So I think we just have 5 minutes left. I think Ankit has a question. Ankit, if you're there, if you can just type out your question. I saw your question about psychometric analysis and balance report, but I think I missed it because the chat has popped up. Ankit, if you're there, and if you can type your question again, it would be great. So, Vijay, I wanted to ask you your choice and decision of moving from corporate and becoming an entrepreneur, and why this profession? And why do you want to bring a change to the society?
Okay, so frankly speaking, Dinesh, while I was working with corporate, I saw a lot of mismatch. Okay, I myself, my corporate career has been like quite twists and turns. Okay, and I realized that I'm a better coach, I'm a better mentor. Okay, and I thought, like, why not then turn this into a profession. Okay, and I always had a calling of entrepreneurship, right? However, because I said that if this is the scenario in the corporate, what's happening in the school level, at the student level, and I think I saw a clear opportunity there, right? And so over a period of time, our mission evolved. Okay, I would say now that it wasn't very clear on the day one, but yes, we would like to do something big. And today now, I think we have a great clarity, and we are looking at reaching out to 100 million individuals, which include students and adults and everyone by 2030. Okay.
Wow, that's a big number. Fantastic.
Yeah, because I think if we are going to be successful in doing this, okay, I think we are doing a job of nation building. Okay, because I think if we can put our own countrymen at the right place, and if we can be catalyst in that entire process, I think we can become a global economy, no doubt about it. What we need is that right talent at the right place. Okay, and so we would like to do our bit on it. Okay, right? I cannot say that it's a job of government. No, I mean we all can contribute. Okay, and I think yep, and we can reach out to 100 million students by 2030. That's our mission, and I think that gives us.
That's a wonderful vision statement, and I'm happy that you mentioned that it's not only for students.
Yeah. Yes,
it's for everyone, it's not at any age.
Yeah, for everyone. No age. I would say no age bracket. Yeah. I mean, you can learn at the age of 70 also, and make yourself relevant. And there are a lot of folks I've come across, and they are inspiration to me. That even they are at 74, 75, they are working with a great enthusiasm and with great zeal. Okay, and there are many folks. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so I think I got Ankit's question, Vijay.
Yeah.
Often similar scores in two or more aspects of a psychometric test are ruled out as tests not taken honestly. I think it could be balanced personality, is what he's asking.
Is it what personality?
A balanced personality. Is it because of a balanced personality? The scores are very similar.
Can you just read that question once again?
Similar scores in two or more aspects of a psychometric test are ruled out as tests not taken honestly. What is the reason of this? Is it because of the balanced personality or what is the reason?
Oh, so what happens is I'll tell you the couple of things, when it comes to, and which impacts rather psychometric test, okay, or the outcome, okay. One is that, obviously, if you are not very authentic, okay, this is going to happen. So you having understood that question, but you are not authentic, then you have a different scenario. One could be that you have not understood it. You are very confused, right? It can happen. And sometimes if you are playing very safe, or you say a balanced personality or whatever it may also have an impact. Okay. So what is important is that while you are doing psychometric, okay, I think what you need to do is that you need to look at, suppose if you are given a situation in that particular question, you need just reflect back, on the recent, one of the incidences or recent experience, and you should give quick answer. Okay. Now, what happens is,
it has to be instant.
Yes. So again, and we check. As a counselor, as a counseling psychologist, I understand that. See, what happens is we know that this particular assessment need to be given in this particular time frame. So I'm expecting that maximum from 40 minutes to 50 minutes it needs to be answered. Someone who's taking longer than 50 minutes, I know that he is very thoughtful, he is very careful while answering. Okay, and then that's the one thing, while I'm counseling that individual, I know how to go ahead with that. Sometimes you are also very quick. That means you are doing just random ticks.
I don't care types. Yeah.
You're not paying attention. Yeah, and then my flag. I'm flagged off. Okay, and so such kind of cases do happen. With student, many a times, parents want student to give assessment, and student don't want to give that assessment.
Okay. So it's just a homework task, like a task.
So that happens sometimes.
Is it also because you want to give popular answers?
Yes.
Answers which would be liked by everyone. So I have a
But what
comment.
happens
Socially
is,
desirable answer.
but what happens is like, that is already kind of, rectified in the whole, while we design the psychometric. Okay.
Yes.
So you cannot fake it for a long time. It is captured somewhere.
A similar question will be prompted to you, and yes,
Yeah.
good. So we have about 3 more minutes, and
Okay,
let's
so
start wrapping up the session. Yeah.
So Dinesh, I would like to ask you a question that, I mean, you had a very good corporate job.
Yes.
What made you to get into this?
I think more flexibility. Becoming an entrepreneur is very, one of the top passion areas of my life. I'm sure that having a job and continuing would have put me to different and great heights and desirable designations as well. But I feel the calling that I have now of reaching out to more people and the interiors of our country. So I'm happy that I can go to areas like Chakan and Ahmednagar and Aurangabad and interiors of Pune, interiors of Gujarat. I see a lot of potential, and I'm happy that becoming a freelancer and having my own training company today gives me that space and time to experiment and offer value. I also get a chance to go to so many engineering colleges, post-graduation colleges, design colleges, and give a keynote session there. And I help students understand that it's your passion and your career calling versus your desirable career prospect. So you may get that placement, but if you really want to do it because you still have the time. So I have had this movement from engineering to HR, but I think I'm still doing engineering and I'm doing people engineering now.
Wow,
so
great. That's
engineering to chal hi raha hai.
Fantastic, fantastic. That's very,
Good.
very important. Yes, it's a process. It's an engineering process. Yeah.
and one important point, I see a lot of people in my friend list, student list, and I'm sure you have seen this. A humble suggestion to everyone, दिल से एक आवाज है सबके लिए, that आपके passion को आप follow करो, आपको अच्छा लगता है करो, और उसमें अगर career बन सकता है तो बनाओ. It could be as simple as writing a book, writing a blog, making videos, getting to sketching, painting, creating designs. There's so many things that you can do in your life. If you feel you can do it, tirelessly, दिन भर रात भर आप कर सकते हो. So, I have a very simple formula. Passion does not need planning. पैशन अगर होगा तो आप टाइम अपने आप निकालोगे. उसको ये नहीं करना है कि मैं 10 बजे चालू करूंगा. आपका पैशन है, you will start it right now. So, on my quick 1-minute closing note, because we just have 2 more minutes left. So my closing note, I just wanted to say that please stick to your passion. Do what you want to do in life. Have doubts. If you have doubts, please reach out to the like-minded people and relevant mentors. Probably reach out to people like Vijay, reach out to me. The reason I'm saying all this is because we may have an answer to your question.
Yeah, possibly.
And you need to frame your question rightly.
Correct.
आपका क्वेश्चन तो ठीक से बनाइए. आप क्वेश्चन भी बनाते वक्त नाराज रहोगे कि मेरे लाइफ में कुछ अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है, तो हम कैसे आपको हेल्प करें? So get your question right, and I'm sure we will give you an answer.
Yes, so they say that the answers are available. What you need to do is you need to create a question.
Absolutely.
And that's the start of your self-development if you ask question. Yeah. So great, Dinesh. I think it was a tremendous opportunity, and as I was telling you that this is my first experience, but I was so happy that it was such an awesome experience. So I must extend my sincere gratitude to you that for creating such a wonderful opportunity for me. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. I would like to thank you on behalf of all the students and participants and all our followers here because they've been consistent in all my webinars, all my Instagram live sessions. I'm happy with the response and thank you so much. The value and your experience that you bring to the table here is fantastic. I'm sure the story does not end in one session. I see a lot of comments that keep more sessions. So we would definitely we take that request. I hope Vijay.
So I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy.
So to the audience, because you were asking for more sessions,
great.
we would want to keep one more session soon.
Thank you.
But yes, this is the time for your learning and growing. Please work hard. Please stay clear. Have any confusions? Reach out to us. We are always there to help you. Vijay, quickly, if you can just type out your phone number or email ID so that people can reach out to you.
Yeah, my phone number is 999920204727, and you can reach out to me at Vijay@arham ARRHAM.org. Okay, I repeat 9920204727, Vijay@arham.org. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. I would also put a page link of Vijay's company, it's Arham Consultancy again, and you can reach out to him. And thank you so much. Signing off. I hope you have a good weekend. Stay home, stay blessed, take good care of yourself, stay productive, and enjoy. Take care. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless.
Thank you.